and it's going down right now. Urban Therapy with Son, and it's going down right now. Urban Therapy with Son, and it's gonna be your ride. Everything is gonna be your ride. We talking family. This morning on the Urban Therapy with Son show, Sunday morning. Give you stretcher, morning yawn, and we gonna do this through the break of dawn. Ain't nobody gonna stop this thing. We gonna do it and get the ring. We the kings, queens, peasants, and dukes, but it's all right. We astute and we all right. And is this gonna be okay? Do this thing I like it every day. Daily go get a mism show, and it's the Urban Therapy with Son show. We do it on a Sunday. You know how it go, and if you don't, I'm gonna put you on. You don't got what when I want. It's going down, baby. Make sure y'all press that like button on y'all way in. It's the Urban Therapy with Son show, and it's going down. It's gonna be hot this morning. This morning on Urban Therapy with Son show, we are talking about making a baby versus building a family. Are we on the same page? Making a baby versus building a family. Are we on the same page? Now, when a couple is unmarried, or when two people are unmarried and they engage in a pregnancy, they have sex and they're about to have a baby on the way, many people think that situation is doomed from the very start. And maybe sometimes that's true, maybe sometimes it's not. But the real question is, what was the intentions of both parties during that 9 months of pregnancy? What's good? And we're going to take a strong look at that this morning. Emily Dunlap is in the house. Emily Dunlap is in the house. How you feeling, ma? Good to see you coming on through. It's always great to see you. Annette Davis, the number one. I'm glad you're coming through. We're about to have some fun. This word. Yo. And she says Supreme Awakening. I like how that sound. I always knew that you was down like a submarine. Make sure that you keep it clean. Everything is all right. We brush with gleam. No, we don't. But that was the old pace. And we're about to do this thing. It's the new case. So, making a baby versus building a family. Are we on the same page? Making a baby versus building a family. Are we on the same page now? That's what we're about to talk about this morning on the Urban Therapy with Son show. And I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to see y'all here too. And we about to get it popping. And it's about no stopping. That's word. So let's get this thing popping. Hold on. Let me do this one thing. All right. Urban Therapy with Son 752. And this is the Urban Therapy with Son show. We do this every single Sunday from 11 o'clock till around 12:30-ish. And the reason that we say 12:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a hump day. We have to do a little OT on a Sunday, and it is Sunday. Oh, yeah, this is the day where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up, we get into it. We play on the monkey bars in the sandbox, push each other up the sliding board on the swings. We take an introspective look into our own behavior and the way that we feel about things and see how we project that thing into this thing called life. And we just try to figure ourselves out. And that's how it's going down. I'm your host, Son 752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. It's the Urban Therapy with Son show going down this Sunday. I said this Sunday on the Urban Therapy with Son show, we are talking about making a baby versus building a family. Making a baby versus building a family. What y'all know about that? You know, a lot of times people assume that when a couple is married, when as a man and a woman, they're a married couple, and when they start to have children, people assume that they're trying to build their families. It seems reasonable to think that, right? But is that always the case? Do y'all know of any other cases? Do y'all know of any other situations where you know that somebody married somebody for some other reasons other than love, other than being in a family, other than anything altruistic or anything emotional attached to it? They may have gotten married to somebody because it was a business move. It was a business, son. You understand what I'm saying? So when it's a case, where you have gotten married in a business sense, that pretty much means that you got married for some other reason that is going to bring you some type of monetary gain. And even in some cases, dealing with that, it might be okay as long as both parties are on board with that. And even if both parties are on board with that, because arranged marriages, for the sake of keeping the family name together and keeping the wealth in the family, that's something that's practiced all over the world. It's not practiced in the United States a whole lot, but it is practiced in the United States. But around the world, this is a common thing. This is a common thing that people do. So, you know, it's not like a big deal. A lot of times we as Americans, we're so ingrained in the culture that we have been conditioned into, that we can't think outside the box and never think about somebody getting married for any other reason other than love. Not that getting married for love is a bad reason to get married. I can't really think of a better reason that myself would get married other than love, but some people have different agendas. So we assume that when a couple is married and they start to have children, then they're thinking about building a family. But is that always the case? Is that always the case? What's going on, sir boy? Build and destroy. What's going on, sir boy? How you feeling, sir boy? Good to see me, some you. Thanks for coming on through. We about to talk about this thing, and it's real. Ooh. So yeah. So yeah. So you may know or be familiar with a couple that got married, but you know that they didn't really want to be married. They looked at it like, well, I'll give this thing a shot. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, when you are in that mode where you want to give marriage a shot, it's just like when you give a relationship a shot or any other thing that you didn't really want for yourself, but you took it because it was available. And people do that with marriage also. They take a marriage because it's available. Hey, he asked me. Oh, that's what she wanted. Such and such got money. They'll take care of my family. You know, he treats my children good. He does for them. You know what I'm talking about? He does for them. And he does for me too. So this is a better situation than the other situations that I could have been involved with where somebody doesn't really want to provide for me. So I'll take this provision. I'll take this vessel of being provided for over my emotional side that really wants to get married for love. All right. So when they do that, you know, they may start having children. Most men, especially when they're younger, when they get married to a woman, they want to have children. That's what married couples do, right? They get married and they have sex. They go on a honeymoon. They have sex, and you know they start having babies. You know, like that's when it's all right to have a baby, right? You've been authorized. You have gotten a green light. Go ahead and start having a baby. But are you having babies to build that family? So are you having children to enhance what you already have between you? What the hell? Damn. Oh, shit. I got a crack on my phone. How the hell did that happen? That is unacceptable. A crack. See, an iPhone? It shouldn't be easily getting no crack like that. And that was not there yesterday. So that means I did it today. All right. Well, anyway, so yeah, when you start to have children, are you having children with the intentions of building those children around the mama and the daddy? Like mama and daddy are together and we're going to be together and we're going to build this family. So we're going to make sure that Everything that happens in this family is an extension of keeping this family together. Everything that happens with this family is an extension of keeping this family together. So if we have children, that means we're having children with the intentions of building this family. 1 child, 2 child, 3 child, 4. Even if we decide to have one more, all of that is because of the love and the keeping the generation going in the name of this family. Is it always like that though? If I'm thinking that if a woman marries a man because he's providing for her, she may already have children, or she may be thinking like, well, I know he's going to want to have children by me, but I don't really want to have children by him. But you know, what the hell? That might be her position. It might not be her position. She may be thinking like, yeah, you know what I mean? I'll have his kids. Sure, we married. Let's go ahead. All right. On the man's side, does every man who gets married intend to build a family? Does every man who makes a child with a woman intend to marry that woman? Y'all already know the answer to that. Okay, but do they intend on building a family? Because a man can have a family even if he's not the head of that family. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have a family. You know, men who have multiple children by multiple women, they may have multiple families, depending on how that's set up. The question becomes, if you are adding children to multiple families, are you building those families? Are you just adding to those families, or are you building? Because there's a big difference between building something and adding to something. You can add to something that's already built, but when you build something, you're starting from you have a particular point that you're starting from, and you are taking it from that level to a next level, to another level. Y'all understand what I'm talking about? So when we start talking about the difference between making a baby and building families, I don't even think that this is a hard concept for us to grasp. I don't think that this is a hard concept for us to understand, because we have all witnessed this as adults. Somewhere along the line, we have had to witness this. There's no way around it. We've either come from families where the family was just being added to, or we grew up and found ourselves in a position where somebody was just adding to, or somebody wanted to build it with us. We may have gotten in situations where somebody wanted to build a family with us, but we didn't want to build the family with them, but we may have still had children with them. Do you understand what I'm saying? We may have put ourselves in situations where we wanted to, where somebody wanted to build a family with us, but we was just making a baby, and maybe we didn't mean to make the baby in the first place. You know, some of us take one for the team. Sometimes we take one for the team. That's male and female. Like, well, I'm pregnant, so I'm going to have a baby because I don't believe in abortion. Boom. There you go. But are you building a family when it comes to that? Because building a family means that you're building it with another head of the family, so y'all can have this family unit. Not that a woman can't be head of the family, and not that a single parent can't have a family. I'm not saying that. But that's not a family you built. That's pretty much a family that you accepted. That's an acceptance of a family structure. Now, maybe y'all don't agree with that, and I can't blame y'all if y'all don't. But this is what we're going to do. If you don't agree with it, or if you do agree with it, and you want to talk about it, but y'all know that there's a way to make it happen. We going to put you on right now. I said a 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752, aka Omar with the R. And this morning we are talking about about making a baby versus building a family. Are we on the same page? Making a baby versus building a family. Are we on the same page? And if you can see a lot of the evidence that supports that a lot of times we are not on the same page when it comes to having children. And even when children do come into the picture, we may not be on the same page about building the family. Now, what happens in situations where one person wants to build a family and one person just wants to have a baby? I'm sure that y'all can speak on that a little bit. I'm sure that you've seen it. Maybe the woman wants to build a family and the man just wants to have a baby. Maybe the man didn't want to have a baby, but the woman wants to build a family. So she's hoping that, he'll come along and do the right thing. Or maybe she's taking on the responsibility that, or the mind frame that, well, whether he's involved or not, this is going to be my family. I'm going to do the best that I can. It happens every day. It's happening somewhere right now. So that is a communication issue in which both parties were not on the same page about where they wanted to go with this whole thing, where they wanted to go. Whoa. Communication is missing in the Black family, man. Communication is missing in the Black family, and it's a shame. What's going on? T. Carey Wright is in the house. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming on out. That's my word, y'all. The livest thing you ever heard, y'all. Yeah. Let's get it popping. And she says, too many times babies are being made without the thought or precautions of, do I want to build a family with this person? Yeah. And I'm not going to front. Maybe it's okay to not want to build a family with somebody. I don't think it's okay to not even want to have the baby, but it happens. It happens. And but I do think that both parties need to be on board with that. They need to understand that. They need to communicate that. You have to be held accountable if you're telling somebody that you want to build a life with them, build a family with them, and you really only want to have some kids. Or maybe you ain't even want to have no kids. Maybe you just wanted to have some sex. You just wanted to have sex, and damn, we went raw and bust all up in you. Now we got a baby on the way. That's all right. I make enough money. I can take care of my children regardless, and I'll do that. Maybe you will do it. Maybe you won't do it. Maybe you thought that you were going to do it, and then it turned out that I didn't expect to lose my job. I didn't expect to lose my mind. I didn't expect to lose my motivation. I didn't mean to get into this frustration. I didn't think that she would start acting like that. I didn't think that I would be the last up the bat. I didn't think that things would ever really go wrong. I thought it was my favorite song, but it's not. And I'm ready to turn off the radio. And guess what else, yo? I ain't down with the situation. Now I got to sit back and think about the situation. Should have done that in the beginning. Now you ain't winning, you're losing. But there's a lot of lives involved, and these are puzzle pieces that you really have to solve, and you're not doing your part. And it's just a really big missing part, and that's you, daddy. So making a baby versus building a family. In a perfect world, everything would be communicated up front. Everything would be said up front about our intentions. Like, babe, I want to have a baby by you. Does it always happen that way? No. Sometimes it's like, no, I just wanted to have sex, and we had sex. And I just want to go raw, so we went raw. And I just wanted to bust, so I went and bust. And I got you knocked up. Wait, oh, shit. Oh, that's not really what I meant to do. Yeah, but that's exactly what you did. And I'm having the baby. Okay, well, I mean, at least we together. And I'm talking about a situation where at least they are together. A lot of times this happens and y'all ain't together. A lot of times it's a situation where there was a little too much alcohol involved. Weed in the Hennessy. Alcohol will make you make bad sexual decisions, but we don't. And that's why you notice motherfuckers don't be, they've abandoned all of that bullshit. Like back in the 80s or whatever, motherfuckers would say I was high and that's how. We don't make you we don't make you lose your cognitive thinking about whether you should do this or not. It really don't do that. Alcohol actually does that shit. Alcohol will tell you that it's okay to get on a table and dance at your job's holiday party. That's what alcohol will do. It'll tell you to take off your shirt and fly it around your head like a helicopter. Woo, woo, woo. That's what alcohol will do. Weed won't make you do that. If anything, weed will make you be like, yo, let me make sure my eyes ain't all red when I go back up in this party. But in terms of a one-on-one situation, I haven't known any experienced smokers to make dumb sexual decisions based on weed. Sometimes weed can make you too lazy to fuck anyway. I ain't saying lazy like heroin, but you know. So yeah. So when you have slipped up somewhat and created a baby with somebody that you really didn't want a baby with. Now, did you communicate like, listen, I really don't want this child? And guess what? The only thing, like, I really don't want you. Now, many a nigga has told a woman that he didn't want to really be with, like, listen, now is just not a good time. It's just not a good time to have a baby, but me and you gonna be together. So like the next time, then we'll have a baby. But right now, I need you to terminate the pregnancy. I'll pay for it and all of that. He's trying to be nice to, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man, you know what I mean? On some real shit. During this quarantine, let's keep it a buck. Many men have been in a situation where they tried to be nice to a chick that they knocked up so she'll get an abortion. I better make nice with this chick so she'll go ahead and have an abortion. When you think about it, it's the craziest shit. You would think like, let me be nice to her so she'll have the baby. Let me be nice to her so she'll have an abortion, like she's doing you a favor. And in a way she is. But she's really doing herself a favor. Little does she look at it that way. Because she is terminating the pregnancy from a man who is more than likely not going to fuck with her or the baby. It's going to be a bumpy ride. But you pregnant, your hormones are raging all crazy, you know what I'm saying? And it's telling you, no, a lot of your reality becomes distorted. So you got to be nice to her so she'll have the abortion. Be nice to her so she'll have the abortion. Like, yeah, babe, just get rid of this. I mean, think about it. Some of y'all probably have been in this situation. Instead of him taking it ain't mine or shit, nah, you got to go ahead and have abortion. Instead of that, he was like, all right, baby, well, this is just not a good time because I already got a young child right now. But, I love you and, we're going to be together. So this is what we should do. Like, let's go ahead and terminate this one. And then like in 2022, then we'll go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Or the next time you get pregnant, it'll be like, maybe that's just God's way. So we'll have a baby then. And this nigga is thinking like, yo, let me get this chick to the abortion clinic. Get this chick to the abortion clinic. Get this chick to the abortion clinic. Because ain't no way again I'm going to get up in it. I said, get this big chick to the abortion clinic. I said, get this chick to the abortion clinics. Get this chick to the abortion clinic so I can get the fuck away clean. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? Clinic. To abortion clinic. Gotta get to the abortion clinic. Got to get the fuck up out of that I got in it. I'm in a lot of trouble. Gotta get out of this shit. That's so the double she is already 10 weeks and gotta make sure she don't make the 16. Oh shit. Gotta be nice to her so she had an abortion. Don't act like y'all don't know. Don't act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all probably had brothers who came to y'all like, yo, man, you know, man, fucked around, got this ratchet chick, knocked up, baby. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like, she probably told her, like, yo, you gotta go to her and you better act nice to her so she'll go ahead and have abortion. Evidently, this is not a situation where you was trying to build a family, but you may have made the promise of a family later on, so she would terminate and eliminate the family right now. TK Wright says, how about the men and women who only want a baby because they spent their younger years being career driven or partying and now now they not having one sooner? Oh, okay. Yeah, that happens a lot. If you really think about it, though, people in their 30s and 40s are having babies a lot. These young people ain't really having babies right now. Some aren't having babies because they sterile. A lot of them aren't having babies because they gay. A lot of them aren't having babies because whatever. You know what I mean? But think about it. You don't see teenage pregnancy. I mean, not having a bunch of teenagers being pregnant is a good thing, but not for the reasons that it's actually happening. That's a sign of the times. It's crazy out here. Oh, now they regret not having one sooner. I got you, T. Carey, right? And then David says, sounds like buyer's remorse to me. It could be buyer's remorse on both sides. I mean, when we first take a look at this situation, we think that it's always the woman who wants to have the baby. Like it ain't no women out here like that's like, oh my God, I can't believe I let this nigga knock me up. The difference is women, a lot of women be willing to go ahead and go through it. Like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I always thought that was a little odd. So it seems a little strange to me, but it happens. It happens. Large quantities, it happens. TK Wright says, oh, no, wait. Annette Davis says, that's a lie. They'll tell, they tell because you have it, he gonna leave. Okay. That too. I've seen it. I've definitely seen it both ways. I've absolutely seen it both ways. Shit, I had to advise a nigga. Like, listen, man, you better go talk to her. I gotta go. You better go talk to her. Make nice, cause she'll fuck around and have that baby just for spite. I mean, it sounds crazy, right? She'll go ahead and have a baby just for spite. I mean, it's not like she didn't really want the baby. But if you make her a deal, she might. All right, so you say the next one is a go, right? Yep, the next one is a go. Okay. Yeah. Now, threatening a woman like, oh, if you had a baby, I'ma leave. Well, you take your chances on that one, homie. Good luck with that. Because the child support gonna be on you, dumbass. Ain't nothing gonna stop that. She'll be boo-hooing her ass all the way to family court. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. His name is such and such. He lives here. No, I don't know his social security number, but you can find it. This is where he works. Mm-hmm. We can get him in here for a DNA test. Yes, we can. Yes, we can, because he didn't want to step up and be a man. TK Wright says, women usually don't look at it like a favor when they should. Sis could be dodging a major bullet. Too many women hope that he turns out to be in the small percentage of men who end up happy about the baby. Lord. Shit gets real in the fair, son. But yeah, one of the biggest problems is that the two people that are involved in this baby making family building situation are not communicating what they really want from each other. That's the real problem. It ain't that deep. The real problem is that their true intentions are not being communicated. And that might be on the male and the female side. Does every woman tell a man that she really wants to have a baby so he'll stick around? Does every woman tell a man that? Surely y'all not going to try to say that never happens, or that only happens in a couple of cases. Really? It can happen. It can happen when you are unmarried or married. Look how many couples have had marital problems. They was on the brink. They was on the brink of separation, or the brink of divorce or whatever. You know, he may have moved out of the house already. He come home one night on some drunk shit or whatever. They have another baby. Now he moves back in the house. Was it a plan, or did it just work out that way? Because the relationship, the marriage still didn't work out, but they added on another baby for it. I mean, they added on another baby into it. Huh? What y'all know? What you know? 319-527-6199. Make sure y'all hit that like button too. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't subscribed to the channel already. You know what I'm saying? Share the show, baby. Share the show. Oh, and that says, that's not what I meant. I meant that he'll tell you all that so that you can have the abortion. Then after that, he'll get the fuck out. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying in the song. He's just trying to get out. Yeah, he'll get all. He's being nice, so she'll have the abortion, and his intentions, and I ain't fucking with her no more. But that don't be working either. Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be fucking with her no more. He fucked around and got her knocked up again. What's really good? What's really good? Oh, y'all know nobody like that? Y'all want me to introduce y'all to some people? Shit, I know dudes who dodged the bullet ×2, ×3. She said, nah, you ain't getting away this third time. You ain't striking out in this bitch. Foul ball. I had the baby. Aha. Don't let it be a situation. Don't let it be a situation where a man doesn't have children already. Like he's just trying to hold out for his own purposes. He doesn't have children yet. She looking like, now you done got me pregnant twice and you don't have no kids. And you want me to have another abortion? Making a baby versus building the family. I said making the baby versus building the family. I said making the baby versus building the family. Yo, when it's not communicated, people gonna start to hate it. Yes, it's the truth, y'all. Yo, we see a lot of proof, y'all. Making a baby versus building a family, y'all. 319-527-6199. All right. TK Wright says all of the twists and turns are common knowledge. So why do men still put themselves in these positions? Because it's sex. And honestly, human nature makes men put themselves in this position. Because men will fool themselves. They will. This is what men do. And this is so fucking dumb. They figure if they get the woman to get an abortion, the first time, then she'll prevent herself from getting pregnant again. He thinks that if she gets an abortion because she may be traumatized by getting the abortion, she'll prevent herself from getting pregnant again. Communication. He didn't ask her. He didn't ask her anything like, yo, what happens if you get pregnant again? What you gonna do? Because he already know she gonna have that shit. She didn't ask him either. Like, yo, are you gonna start doing anything in order for us not to have a baby, or for me to not get pregnant before that's what both of us want? She ain't ask him that shit. She ain't ask him. So both of them went back to business as usual. The same thing, the same way that they got pregnant the first time, it will be the same way that they got pregnant the second time, with just a different mindset. They ain't do nothing but fucking turn the hourglass over. They rewound the clock. Hey, Israel, baby. Israel. Making a baby versus building the family. Yes, I'm making the baby versus building the family. Yes, I'm making the baby versus building the family. Gotta understand what you're up against. Word. That's what we talking about this morning on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. What y'all know? What y'all know? Making a baby versus building a family. Either one can be okay. Making a baby can be fine, but you need to communicate that that's all you want to do. Yeah, I mean, we're too chicken to do it. We're too chicken to do it because it doesn't sound like we're being nice. Nigga, you wanted a baby. You wanted a baby. You might have wanted a baby that had good hair. Oh, don't act like men don't do that dumb shit too. I want my kids to have good hair. She got good hair. She got Indian in her family. You know what I mean? If it's a girl, she gonna be extra pretty because I'm dark and she light. And yeah, men do the same dumbass shit. Black men, sorry, do the same dumbass shit. And that David says too many abortions leads to sterility. Well, it sure has missed some people, because I know women who had a bunch of abortions and they had a bunch of babies too. Now, they have said that I have heard it said that if you have multiple abortions, it can lead to you having complicated pregnancies, or you may mess your uterus up to the point where you won't be able to have any more children, or it can be very hard for you to have children. In a way, I don't understand why. That's like saying having too many children will make you not be able to have children, because a full-grown baby, a baby that has made it all the way to term, is way bigger than the portion of the baby that they eliminate in an abortion. So what are they saying? Because you have to go up there and you have to cut whatever. I don't know. I don't. Some of that stuff that they say, I'm not sure if I buy it. I can understand how it could happen, but like I said, I don't understand. Like, same thing with having a baby full time. That's like saying, if you have 10 children, then you won't be able to have no more. No, you got eggs, you'll have more children. When you have an abortion, it doesn't have any bearing on the number of eggs that you have. The number of eggs that a woman has is predetermined at birth. She already got a set amount of eggs. And when you stop producing those eggs, menopause. So, you got hit off with a small amount of eggs at birth, and you went through menopause at age 27. Like, what the hell? Who does that? Like, yeah, I only had a couple of eggs and shit. Yeah, I only had a couple of eggs. But yeah, making a baby versus building a family, y'all. When we don't communicate as black men and women, and we don't do it often enough, well, we pay the price for that, and our families pay the price. How can you build a family on a foundation that was so weak that you didn't even? It's not a foundation at all. You didn't want to make a baby. I mean, you didn't want to build a family. You may not have wanted to make a baby. It's a byproduct. What's going on, D Young? How you feeling, Miss Pretty? What's good? How you doing now? TK Wright says, I've heard men say that they want light children, so they make babies with women of other races or light women. White men do the equivalent with hair or eye color. Yo, I'm gonna breed you with a black cat and see what happens. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, any of these situations are plausible when the communication is pretty much absent. When the communication is pretty much absent, neither person is saying what they want out of the whole thing. Yet y'all having babies with each other? Really? Well, that's something that's grown folks' business, and it's something that we had to deal with, and we are dealing with it everywhere in society. But I'm not like I was saying in the beginning of the show, I'm not going to say that just because you're married means that you want to build a family, even though you're having children. It's not always the intentions. Whatever your intentions are, it should be communicated. You didn't want to get married, you should have said you didn't want to get married. You wanted to get married, but you didn't want to have children, you should have said that. I've known people who got married and they didn't intend to have any children. They were of childbearing ages or of that time, 20s, 30s. I've seen it happen where they didn't even have any children, and they still didn't want none. Hey man, get out of here. Yo, you fucking my shit up. You tearing shit. Your shit sharp. Get out of here. It's not a game. Stop playing. So yeah, yeah, when they don't communicate. I mean, I don't see what's wrong with telling somebody what you want. If you really don't think that they're going to give it to you, then you got to take that L. And it ain't always the way you start; it's the way you finish. But I'll tell you one thing: if you put your cards on the table from the beginning, you should be able to avoid a lot of bullshit. Now, no, hold on. I ain't say you guaranteed to avoid no bullshit, but you should be able to avoid some, not all, some. Calm down, chill, son. So when we fail to do that, when we're not even interested in improving the communication amongst ourselves, well, then we just want to have to see what happens. But you pretty much know what's going to happen. You pretty much know what's going to happen. And it's happening now. So let's get to this whole married couples thing again. Like I said, you can have a married couple. One of the people, one part of the couple didn't want to get married, but they got married, and now they even having babies. They either producing or they giving birth, thinking that, all right, well, we doing this thing the right way. We doing it the right way. We got married. That was the right thing. We even waited until after we had, we even waited until after we got married to have children. Huh? How you like that? My little 6-year-old didn't have to be the ring bearer or the flower girl. We ain't do it like that. We did it the right way. And you know how our people are. We take something like getting married, like, yeah, it's a badge of honor. Like, we really doing something because we actually got married before we started having children. You can't tell nobody. You can't tell our people shit when they do that. Like, yeah. Yeah. Got married first. I ain't got no baby daddies. Men too. I don't have no baby mamas. That's my wife. Okay. But did you mean to build this family? Because it don't mean that you meant to build the family. It'll show if you meant to build the family, because almost everything that's associated with your existence will go into trying to put that into the into the family. College funds, making sure that things are set up in the future. Life insurance, even though I'm against that shit, but hey, you need it. Oh, they should call it death insurance. But anyway, making sure that your children understand what responsibility is about, making sure that they are set up financially for the future, making sure that they have the love and the affection and the cultural experiences that will enhance their lives, that will improve their quality of life, things like that. Putting your family before your own personal needs. Going out and buying a minivan versus going out and buying a Dodge Viper or some shit. T. Carey Wright says, scenario, married couple, neither wanted children. After some time, one changes their mind. What happens next? Well, that's when a conversation needed to take place. Like, yo, yeah, I didn't want children, but I thought we was going to have children one day. I guess the real question is, should it be okay? Should it be okay for the woman to just stop taking the pill or whatever she was doing? Because it has happened plenty of times. Like, well, fuck that. I'm not inserting this diaphragm. I don't give a damn. I said, fuck that. I ain't taking this pill no more. It makes me ill for sure. I said, fuck that. The pill makes me gain all of this weight. And then my period is late. I said, fuck that. I'm not doing none of this other shit. You ain't got to pull out. No doubt. We are good. I'm about to have this child, but we married, yo. So the shit ain't wild. We good. We're good. We good. Good to go. We good. Good. We good. Good to go. We good. She ain't telling shit. Baby, we're pregnant. That nigga like, I got my side chick pregnant. Fuck. Oh, shit. You pregnant? I thought you said. I thought you said, yeah. It could be a problem, man. It could be a problem, and it will. And if you didn't have the conversation before, I bet you're going to have the conversation now. But maybe not. Maybe the man might look at it like, well, eventually it was going to happen. But I thought you said that you was on. I thought we agreed that you was on. Let me see your pill box. Let me see. Oh. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. And that says, I don't see the difference between being married or unmarried. They're still in an active relationship that appears to be a union. Well, it does. It kind of matters because one is a situation that you could walk away from and the state has nothing to say about that. And the other one, the state has everything to say about that. Like, oh yeah, you can walk, you can leave all you want, but in order to break this union, you're gonna have to do more than just get mad and declare that we all don't go together no more. You're gonna have to divide some shit up. I understand that you don't have a lot of assets. I get it that you don't have an estate. I get it that your net worth isn't that much, but guess what? You're gonna give up. Yeah, there's gonna be an agreement to this separation. Even if you don't want to get divorced, you just want to be separated. There's a such thing called a legal separation. See, when you're married, you got to pay for everything that y'all get. Every move that y'all make as a married couple, you got to pay for that. When you just go with somebody, you ain't got to do that. Filing taxes jointly. You don't do that when you're not married. You can't do that when you're not married. Unless you're gay. My bad, unless you're gay. Got civil union and they don't play. And even if you're gay, got a civil union. That's sort of like being married. Yo, your name he don't carry, or neither does she. But y'all still getting down like the MARRIED. Word up. And then David says, that's why my daughter and her brother are 7 days apart. Yeah, man. Yeah. But damn, 7 days though. Fuck. 7 days though. The question is, did he want a baby? Did he want to build a family? There's a chance that he didn't want either. Yeah, but yeah, that's a situation that's now. See, if he was married, he would, those children just being days apart like that. He would have to answer for that. He may have had to answer anyway, but he would have had to answer to the courts. Should you take it there, or should his wife take it there? Just yeah. So it's going down, baby. All right. She said, and that says both me and his wife. No. Both me and his wife told him we were pregnant the same day. Oh. Okay. Well, I be goddamn. I be goddamn. But okay, let me ask you this. If you know, when he had a baby with his wife, from your point of view, was he building a family? Was he building a family with you? I've seen men who call themselves doing both. I know my dad did. Let my dad tell it. Every time he had a child, that was a family situation. And he pretty much acted that way. Now, I don't see how you can cut the pie in that many slices, but he had a hell of a knife. He had a hell of a knife going on. Had a hell of a knife going on, baby. But hey, it is what it is. And that says, I didn't know he was married until years later. Until years after you had the baby, or until years after you knew him? Because you're saying that both you and his wife told him that y'all were pregnant on the same day. So, well, I'll let you explain that. I ain't gonna run ahead on that one. And you can explain it if that, well, that's your choice. That's your choice. Yeah, building making a baby versus building a family. As you can see how deep it gets. This shit can get this shit can get ocean deep. Oh, she says years after the baby, we were together for 3 years when I got pregnant. Okay, but did you get pregnant after you found out that he was married, or did you get pregnant after you? I mean, or did you find out that he was married after you got pregnant? That's kind of crazy. Like how a man can be married and keep his marriage a secret. Like, first of all, why would you do that? Married men don't be getting like it's plenty of women out here. There are plenty of women out here who will mess around with a married dude, and for a few reasons, none that we may agree with. But I've known women who said that they would mess around with a married dude because they don't think that he's messing around with a lot of other women. So it's just they figure every woman is sharing a man in some kind of way. So they would rather share. At least she knows where he goes, where he stays, what his moves are, instead of some dude who's randomly sticking and moving all over the place. Plus, I've heard it said that it's easier dealing with a married man because he's not there all the time, getting on your nerves. When he comes through, it's all love, and he brings some dough. It's all love, You gotta bring some dough. Love, all love. You gotta bring some dough. Yo, he bring me some dough. He bring me some dough, and he treat me real nice. He would take me on out, and we have a lot of fun. That's no doubt. But when I need to be alone, I'm alone, and I be waiting for him to ring my phone. He says he's coming through on a Friday, so I fried that chicken. And hey, yo, he said coming through Friday, so I ran that bath water and cooked the chicken. He said he coming through on Friday, so I fried up the chicken and ran the bath water. He coming on through, going to drop off a couple dollars and going to lay me down in bed, and then he holler and he can't spend the night, but sometimes the motherfucker go ahead and spend the night. I don't understand how he do it. I don't understand how he do it. Do it for years. I don't understand how he do it. I don't understand how he do it. Been doing it for years. Okay, years after the baby. Okay. When I got pregnant, I didn't know he was married. Okay, I got you. He was spending weeks at my house day and night. Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? Shit, as far as I'm concerned, he wasn't married then. Maybe he was married, but he wasn't in a marriage. Or maybe he was in a marriage, but he wasn't married. How can you spend weeks out? Like, what do you say? How do you explain not going home night after night after night? How do you explain that? How do you explain that? But niggas do it. They do it. Maybe he used to. I'm gonna cut that short right there because I ain't gonna pretend to know, and I'm not gonna think for niggas that he was spending weeks at my house day and like, yeah, if it was just at night or during the day, yeah, day and night. Was this before the cell phone era by any chance? That would have made it a lot easier. You know? Shit is crazy. It really is. But these things happen. Making a baby versus building a family. Oh, this was in the 80s. That explains a lot. It really does. That explains a lot. When motherfucker was gone in the 80s, he was just gone. You couldn't reach him until he either reached out to you or until he came back. Emily says maybe him and his wife had a marriage of convenience, and when she found out about Annette, she felt less than. Annette knows what happened. Let's let her just. She could decide whether she. But she was there. You know what I mean? That still wouldn't explain how a motherfucker spend weeks. How a motherfucker can be in. How he can be actively in a marriage and spend weeks outside of the home. Like you ain't come home in weeks, a week, 2 weeks. Well, that just sounds very crazy to me. Word. But evidently it happens. This shit is crazy. Making a baby versus building a family. You know, when two people are not on the same page, but they are procreating together. Sometimes married, sometimes unmarried. The shit will get mad deep. It'll get mad deep and it'll be a situation that's not a good look. My big sis, Dita Coleman. My first love. What's going on, ma? How you feeling? Good to see me, some YOU. You know that I'm glad you came through. And all your peoples too. You know what we say, you know how we do. That's word. Yeah, Dita. We was talking about making a baby versus building a family. Are we on the same page? Making a baby versus building a family. Are we on the same page? How does it happen? What happens when you want to build a family and they just want to make a baby? What happens when you think that making a baby is building a family, but the other person ain't looking at it that way at all? What happens when the baby that you give birth to or a baby that you make is nothing but a bargaining chip for you? You don't want to leave me when you got this child. Would you do that shit? Somebody that's wild. I know that you got more integrity and you ain't going to leave me. You're staying with me. Oh, no, you're not. I think you will. One way or another, I'm going to have to file on you, my brother, and you going to pay the child support. Hopefully, you spend some time, but either way, you and I both combined for like 21 years, and it ain't going away. And don't try to kill me or kick me down the steps or punch me in the stomach or kick me in the twat or none of that bullshit, because you will get shot. I'm not playing around with motherfuckers just like you. You're bugging out, dude. But the baby coming through, and that's word. Yeah, we didn't talk about it, but at the hilltop, I had a baby, and I shouted, "This is the only thing greater than yourself." You know, like Kunta Kinte said about Kizzy. You know the hell. You gonna have this thing is coming down, yo. This shit is crazy. You ain't fuck around. You're playing mommy and daddy. You're playing house. You're doing all this shit, and she's not even your spouse, and neither is he. But you're still doing this shit. Yo, you're doing this shit. Dita Coleman says, what happened to the black family? Not well, the black family definitely exists, but the dynamics of the black family is definitely shifted. Some say that it's all right with the way that it is shifted, and some say that this ain't a good look. This ain't a good look. It's a bad situation. And it may very well be a bad situation. But this is something we gotta deal with. You know? This is something we gotta deal with. This is something we gotta deal with. Oh, by the way, hold on. I ain't checked blog talk in a minute. All right, we good. We good. 319-527-6199 on the blog talk side. On the blog talk side. Word. Yeah. I'm making a baby versus building a family. Are we on the same page? Because we know what's going to happen when we're not on the same page. And far too often, we're not on the same page. We're not reading from the same book. We ain't even in the same library, whatever. Yeah, you know, has shifted, mate. You know. TK Wright says, due to the absence of the father in the home made our men feel like it was okay to leave and for our women to settle into martyrdom. That it was okay to leave. Well, I guess we would have to talk a little bit about how the welfare system played into this whole situation. You know, for people who subscribe to the whole welfare chase the black man out of the home. Welfare chase the man out of the home. You know what? Welfare chased the man out of the home. Welfare chased the black man out of the home. It doesn't seem to have chased the white man out of the home. So are we saying that the rules were different for the white man than they were for the black man? In other words, are we saying that the social worker used to come through in the black home, and if they found any adult men's clothing in there that didn't live in the house, then they would cut off the check? So we had to tell him to stop coming around. We had to tell the black dad to stop coming around. We had to tell the black man to stop coming around. Well, let me ask y'all a little question about that shit. Assuming that that's true, I know that it's not true for all cases, but let's kick it around a little bit. Assuming that that's true, that the welfare system, DPA, as our old heads used to call it, DPA, they chased the black man and the black father out of the home so she could get that check. If the man in the home, if the dad in the home was any type of provider, how the fuck would she afford? I'm sorry. How the fuck would she be in a position to be able to collect welfare in the first place? That's what I need to know. And nobody wants to address that shit. We know that a welfare check ain't about shit. That is ironclad proof that you are poor. Ironclad. That is your I'm poor calling card. You show your welfare check, you ain't got no money, and you got proof. You ain't got no money, you ain't got no assets, you don't have no resources. The state is taking care of you, and they ain't taking care of you well. They give you subsidized housing. They gave you a check that you can't buy shit with, and they gave you some food stamps and some health care. Well, any little job beats that check, beats it to death. A little job that you have may not beat the health care, and it may not beat the assistance of the food stamps, but you can make it. Especially if you have a situation where you have a mama and a daddy, a man and a woman holding it down. So what kind of man is not providing enough financial assistance to whereas you would qualify for a motherfucking welfare check? And what kind of woman would accept a check that was so small, but worth more than what you were providing? Can somebody answer me that one? Because niggas don't be liking when I present that scenario. Well, no, because I'm saying it was different back then. Oh, what the fuck was the difference? Y'all act like the dad was in the home so much before welfare kicked him out. All right, so what was he doing? What was daddy doing? What was daddy doing? What was daddy doing? Was daddy going to work every day? Was he making sure we had enough money to work and play? Did he make sure that we had a place to stay? Did he make sure that we had a roof overhead? Did he make sure that we had money, like he said? Did he make sure that he was holding it down? Did he make sure that we hugged him when he came around? Did he make sure that we was well taken care of? And then we took our ass to school and everything was cool. What happened, daddy? Yo, you let the social worker kick you out, daddy? What the fuck is going on, daddy? What's happened, daddy? Yo, you let the social worker kick you the fuck out, daddy? You left the work. Yo, daddy. Somebody answer me that shit. I ain't saying that some of the cases ain't true. But what was you providing to a household where welfare check beat you? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. And then David says, I have 3 children minus a man. Not saying that I don't need a man for my children to have a positive male figure, but I have somewhat of a foundation. I understand. Medina Coleman says, you watched Claudine, didn't you? Everybody seemed to have watched that shit. And then all the old heads talking about saying, yeah, the welfare check kicked the black man out of the fuck out of here. What kind of black man was you to let a social worker and a fucking welfare check put you separate you from your family? Come on, man. How did your woman qualify to be on welfare if you was there? That's all I want to know. I'm gonna sweeten the pot too. Because we're talking about in the 50s and the 60s, right? We're talking about in the 50s and the 60s, right? All right, well, here's what was going on in the 50s and the 60s. Factories, plants, mills, jobs. There were jobs in the 50s. There were jobs in the 60s. There were jobs in the 70s. You ain't have to be on welfare unless you really wanted to be. I'm not saying that it was great for black people, because it's never been great for us in any area. But if you're talking about an able-bodied black man with arms and legs and feet that work, he could go somewhere and find a job and make a living, especially if you lived in Detroit or in, you know what? Especially if you lived in Michigan, especially if you lived in Indiana, especially if you lived in Ohio, especially if you lived in Wisconsin, especially if you lived in Illinois, you could find jobs. There may not have been jobs for everybody, just like there aren't jobs for everybody now. And sure, everybody wasn't qualified for a job, but there was certainly more jobs available back then than there were now. You could make a decent life for your family. So how the fuck did we build a whole generation of welfare recipients if there was a man in the crib? All right, it's possible I don't have enough information. I don't know enough. I wasn't there. But shit, I can do math too. And I'm a student of history. So what's good? What's good? What kind of man were you if you allowed your woman, your wife, your children to have to rely on a motherfucking bullshit ass welfare check. Has anybody within the sound of my voice ever collected welfare? Because if you have, you know I'm telling the truth. That check ain't shit. Yeah, you getting your little shine on when you go to the grocery store or when you go to the hospital. You can be taken care of. You balling with the big wigs. But when you go to the car lot, your ass can't compete. When you go to the furniture store, your ass can't compete. When you go to the mall, your ass can't compete. When you go to the department store, your ass can't compete. When you go anywhere else in life, your ass can't compete because you're poor. You are way below the poverty line. Below, not at it, not near it, below it. You're on welfare. I don't know if they've given a welfare raise, but I remember that if you had 2 children in 1995, you was getting $201.50 every 2 weeks. What the fuck? $201.50? $201.50 every 2 weeks? That's $403 a month with 2 children. Oh, you want to know what it was? If you only had 1 child, $158.50. Fuck out of here. $158.50 in the state of Pennsylvania. Ask me how I know. That shit's crazy. Oh, what if you ain't had no children and you managed to get on welfare? 102. Yo, your shit is, you fucking poor. Yo, peace to anybody that has gone through that experience or is in that experience right now for whatever reason. I'm not trying to diss. What I'm trying to do is make an example and stop this bullshit lying and these excuses. The social worker, your welfare system is the reason that the black man ain't in the family. The black man ain't in the family because he don't want to be there. He got other shit to do. I bet you he in somebody's family though. Hey, yo, I bet you he in somebody's family though. He might not be in yours, but he in somebody's. And he doing something and contributing. Fuck out of here. Y'all niggas tripping. For real. Got me be out. Yo, fuck out of here, yo. Fuck out of here, yo. So, I mean, listen, I'll take any plausible reasons for I'll take any plausible reasons for why we are in certain conditions that we in, but I'm not taking that shit. Now, I mean, that's for motherfuckers that's not using their brains. They coming up with these one solution answers. Nah, no. Green Beasley is in the blog talk chat. He says, peace, Green Beasley, by the way. He says, Obama promised you jobs and delivered nothing. Absolutely nothing. Except collard greens on the White House lawn. Bill Clinton, who black folks supported, got rid of welfare. He didn't get rid of welfare. Nobody would get rid of welfare. It kills me when people try to tear down Obama's legacy as if it didn't mean nothing. I will accept the fact that Obama didn't do anything exclusively for black people, because he didn't. But guess what? None of the other 44 presidents did either. Not one motherfucking thing. Nothing. They have exclusively demonized, hurt, and been to the detriment of black people, but none of them have done anything that was decent or exclusively beneficial for the black man. That's not what a president of the United States does. If you want that, then you need to go to your local politics. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, nah. Yeah. Obama didn't do anything for black people. But when there are more white people on welfare than there are black people. So if Obama promises more welfare, then he ain't talking to black people. He's talking to white people. Because white people on welfare, that's the only reason that the system exists in the first place. It was called relief, and it was developed during Franklin Delano Roosevelt's administration during World War II. The New Deal. And it was meant for soldiers coming home from the war to make sure that they were taken care of, for their service that they gave to the country and for fighting. That's how welfare was developed. It was called relief. Relief. Somehow it turned into welfare. But white people benefit from welfare. And that's why it's still here, and that's why it ain't never going. So the Republicans can talk all that bullshit that they want. We want to eliminate welfare. You're lying, because you make money from this shit too. If it didn't, politics is all about money. If welfare didn't generate a lot of money, then it wouldn't exist. They would have got rid of it in a day. Stop playing with me. Charlene Curry. Charlene Curry. Yeah. Hey, yeah. What's going on? Green Beasley, you talking about something Bill Clinton got rid of welfare. You tripping. What'd it do? Rise up again like the South? Yeah, look, man. Amen. So Green Beasley says Clinton gave you welfare reform, the end of welfare as a source of relief for black families. No, he didn't. That's not. Listen, man. If you're gonna tell the story, if you're gonna tell the history right, you got to tell it right. You got to tell it right. If welfare was ever reduced, reformed, or anything, it hurt white people more than it did black people. Here's how it works, in politics. Since we taking it there for a minute, and I got a minute. First of all, politics is all about money. It's not about anything else. It's not about people. It's not about families. It's not about country. It's not about any of that shit. Every law that has ever been passed, any bill that has ever been passed has a monetary value to it. Each and every last one. You know what I'm saying? These politicians be having you thinking that, yeah, we're going to do this for these people. It's about this. It's about the middle class. And all that shit is bullshit. Because they all taking money off the top, and they all getting money. You don't see no broke ass, poor ass politicians. It don't happen that way. And it's not because they're all good businessmen, but in a way they are all good businessmen. But they're gonna make sure that the business that they tend to is going to take money out of you, because you take money out of your pocket because you pay them. Now, getting to this whole welfare thing, they make black people the face of welfare. They make us the poster child for welfare and shit. You know what I'm saying? Ronald Reagan did that shit in the 80s, talking about welfare queens and all of this shit. Like white people don't rob the system. Where do you think black people learn to rob and steal from? You know why black people always get caught though? Because we don't know the system. Guess who knows the system? The white man knows the system. He invented it. So he knows all of the loopholes and all of that shit. And that's why they're able to steal and rob and manipulate and shit, without getting caught. And that's why our black asses get caught. Because we get sloppy. Because we don't know. We don't know how it works. We don't know how it works. All right. So So with welfare, they make blacks and sometimes Hispanics the face of welfare. Like, yeah, and we do ourselves a disservice by talking all that old crazy shit. When they start talking about welfare reform or cutting off this and cutting off that, we start bitching. Oh shit, they're gonna take away welfare. Welfare, it's gonna be crime in the streets. I gotta go buy a gun. People gonna be getting murdered. Like, what? What? Because Massa stopped feeding you from his hand because you stopped eating out of Massa's hand. You ain't even on welfare. That's the shit that be killing me. The black people that be bitching about welfare reform ain't even on welfare. But some of our brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and grandparents are on welfare, so we be worried about them. Like, how are we going to be able to take care of them? But don't worry, brothers and sisters, it ain't going nowhere. You know why? Because the white man benefits from welfare. There are way more of them on it than you are. It's just too many of us on it disproportionate to our population. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Just like I said, they make black people seem like we collect welfare more than they do, which is a lie. So white people stand in the background when you start talking about welfare reform, and they let black people take the lead on that, or that's how it seems. That's how it seems, right? White people stand in the background and like, all right, welfare, yeah, whatever, you know what I mean? Because they know it ain't going nowhere, so they shut their mouth about that. What do white people start bitching about when you start talking about taking away their guns? They don't give a fuck about nothing. No, you want to get white people up in arms, literally? Start talking about taking away their guns. They'd be like, man, fuck that welfare shit. Taking away their guns will drive them crazy because they don't want to lose their ability to defend themselves. Because they know all of the fucked up shit that they've done. And they also know what we do to other countries when we go over and invade them. Oops, did I say invade? Americans don't invade, we occupy. We stabilize and occupy. Occupy and stabilize. Occupy and stabilize. We occupy and stabilize. So we don't know why those Iraqis are acting so erratic and violent towards us. We came over there and rescued them from that dictator, Saddam Hussein. And there's just these rebels. I'm sorry, and these insurgents. The white people know what we do when we go overseas. The first thing that we do when we occupy the territory, when we invade, is we take away all of the weapons. We take away their ability to be able to defend themselves. Then we start stealing. You know, we go over, invade, kill a bunch of people, invade shit, take away all of their guns, and then we start stealing. That's why the economy goes up during wartime. Because we steal money and resources, territory. So if you didn't know, now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. So that's what that's about. Green Beasley says black folks must seek freedom and not fall in line with politics as usual. We are not fully vested in this country. Clinton gave you welfare reform. You're wrong on welfare reform during the Clinton administration. Read your history. I know my history. It started with Nixon. Okay, and yeah, they've been talking. Okay, it started with seconds. You said, and I'm going to read exactly what you said. Oh, what you do? Erase that shit? Oh, wait. You said here it says right here, Bill Clinton, who black folks supported, got rid of welfare. You wrote that. You wrote that. This is what you wrote. We can copy and paste. I'm gonna copy and paste it for you. Boom. That's what you said. It's in demoralized welfare recipients, and Clinton pushed through welfare reform that eliminated millions from the welfare rolls. I don't know. Welfare was introduced to support the supply side of economics. Yo, man, read your history again. Yeah, I mean, read it again. Read it again. But it's all good though. It's all love though. This is what he wrote. So, that's Green Beasley's comment. All right, let me see. Let me see what y'all was writing. I know I'm behind. Medina, I was talking about welfare. She said, "Oh snap! I thought it was once a month." They balling. Charlene Curry. Charlene Curry. What's going on, Charlene? How you feeling, Charlene? What's good? And then David says Obama was a black president, but he wasn't just the president for blacks. And people don't seem to realize that. So I guess if Obama did the bait and switch to black people, it hurt more than any of the other 44 presidents doing something to black people, doing something against black people. You know, if you study the history of presidents after Reconstruction, after the Emancipation Proclamation, it gets ugly. Their views on race relations, it's ugly. It's real ugly. Ooh, that Theodore Roosevelt. Oh, ooh, ooh. Ugh. Man, listen. But he wasn't the only one. Like cats be acting like after first of all, Abraham Lincoln didn't give a damn about black people. The Emancipation Proclamation was a money move, and freeing the slaves was a bargaining chip. He didn't care about no slaves. He didn't care about slavery. It's just that he wasn't going to be able to unify the North and the South unless the North, who wanted the end of the abolition of slavery to go down. The South was like, these slaves making us rich, real rich. I mean, crazy, crazy rich. Mississippi was the richest state, the wealthiest state in the United States, on what was the United States at the time, off of cotton. Cotton was like cocaine. Cotton was like steel. They were making money hand over fist. Mississippi. The Southerners were rich. They was doing good down there in the South. And that's why they looked at the North like, y'all just trying to interrupt our way of life. They was getting free labor. Free labor. All right, man. Listen, we about to get on about it here, but listen, let's get back to the topic at hand. You know, we talking about, you know, we got off topic because we were talking about how the welfare system affected the black family. And I'm just not buying the way that they have said that it affected the black family. It may have had a certain impact, but we can't blame it all on that because there are other things at play. You know what I mean? The slave mentality that still pervades our consciousness now played a big part. You know? Hey, my sister talking about something. Did you ever make it over to the old Pathmark? I need that oxtail season. Yo, man. Yo, you wildin'. You wildin'. So yeah. We were talking about how that affected the black people. I mean, the black family, because we're talking about making a baby versus building a family. Making a baby versus building a family. So if we're talking about the lack of communication between the black man and the black woman to be able to get on the same page, to get on board with each other about how the family is going to be structured and how it's going to be started. Well, I mean, we get that messed up from the beginning. What should be our expectations as things play out? Well, we see a lot of the evidence of how things played out in today's society. We're dealing with the fallout of all of our miscommunication. So we have to do better than that. We have to do better than that. And we can. Open up your fucking mouth and keep it real. Shit. Because either somebody is going to stay with you or they're going to leave. Now, of course, people can lie and stay, or tell the truth and leave, or tell the truth and stay and lie and leave. Did I do that right? Let's just say, just y'all do the work. Y'all switch that shit. Let's do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. You know what I mean? Let's get to talking about race relations and shit. I get all hyped. Nigga get mad. I get mad. Ain't it bad to get mad? All right. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious May 24th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They are, yeah. They are number one out the box, Will Chet. My man Will Chet, happy birthday to you, Will. And Carolyn Anderson, turning 53 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Carolyn. And Jennifer Garcia, happy birthday to you, Jennifer. And Mike Smith, happy birthday to you. And the real Negrita Mendez Arujo. The real Negrita Mendez Arujo. Happy birthday to you, Chica. And Tasha Price, turning 45 years old today. Tasha Price got the 40. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, what's up now? Yeah. Build your family now. And Charlene Kamara, happy birthday to you, Charlene. And Kevin Dwight, turning 53 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Kevin Kev. And Sophia Smith, happy birthday to you. And Fatima Simbala, turning 40 years old. I said Fatima Simbala, turning 40 years old. She got a 40, yo. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, she got a 40 now. She's out of her 30s. And she's ready to do the damn thing. And she's worthy. And my people's going all the way back to the 1991 Sheila Anderson. PSU, Penn State, stand up all day, every day. Happy birthday to you. Good peoples. I still have some dealings with Sheila, because we do the damn thing with the kids with a coma. Happy birthday to you. And she's raising money for Health Services Philadelphia Health Services Incorporated. That's right. That's what I'm talking about, Sheila. And Vanessa Gaines. Happy birthday to you, Vanessa Gaines. And another Penn State, last but not least, Benjamin Big Ben Blocker. Happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares his birthday on this glorious May 24th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on into the rock out, rock on into the damn, rock out, rock on into the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, remember to hit the like button. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and remember to share the show. Oh, other than that, though, listen. The Black family is important. The Black child is important. The Black man and Black woman is important, and we have to make sure that we stay on the same page in order for all three elements of those. I guess you could say four if you saw my boy and girl. All right, all four elements of those facets of our family to be able to come together so we can have something. I mean, I know Black people gotta be tired of always having to complain about, things that we don't have, concepts that we can't grasp, ways of life that we can't seem to obtain. And it doesn't have to be that way, but we have to learn how to communicate with each other. We have to do more than just learn to love each other, because we can just say that we love each other, but we have to learn how to mean it. And one of the ways that we can learn how to mean it is to increase the communication between ourselves. Stop being afraid of each other. We've been conditioned to be afraid of each other, to avoid each other, and to dislike each other. But we don't have to accept that conditioning. We don't have to do that. Talk to your man, talk to your woman, talk to your spouse, talk back to each other, talk to your kids. Make sure that y'all understand exactly how the Black family goes, my man. All right. I want to thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate y'all. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. Do you understand? Do you underdig? That's my word. You know what I'm saying? So I said, so I'ma holler back at y'all. We gotta get out, and peace. Like I said, don't forget to like the show. Don't forget to share the show, and don't forget to subscribe to the show if you haven't done so thus far, man. One love, y'all. Get Blog Talk about it here. Peace, Blog Talk.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Yes. Peace, Blog Talk. And then all my people, thanks for coming through, man. Love y'all to death. I appreciate y'all support exponentially. Peace.